I'm Tabitha Engel with the Downtown Lexington Corporation.
And I'm Brandy Berryman with the Downtown Development Authority.
And we are here at the Living Arts and Science Center where I interviewed Heather Lyons.
And I met with Phil Hollebeck to talk about the Imagine This campaign.
Welcome back. I'm Tabitha Engel with Only Downtown, and I'm here at the Living Arts and Science Center with
Heather Lyons. I'm the Executive Director.
All right, so why don't you tell me a little bit of where we are in downtown?
Well, we're on in the Kincaid Building at 362 North Martin Luther King Boulevard. We're right at the corner of 4th Street and Martin Luther King.
Okay, and so what do you all do here?
Well, we have a wide variety of programming. Here in our building, we have an art gallery, we have a discovery gallery. We offer about 400 classes a year here in our building for students 18 months old all the way up to adults. We do a lot of community art events, such as our Day of the Dead Festival, which is always November 1st, and Family Fun Day. We also do a lot of work in the community. We offer free programs, science and art programs in many schools that have high percentages of at-risk students. And we also work with a lot of social service agencies, providing art teachers and special programs for them.
Okay, and so for people who are interested in coming to the Living Arts and Sciences Center, why don't you tell me some of the events you all have going on coming up?
Okay, well, we have our full semester of classes going on in the spring. We have a schedule of classes that's on our website. People can check out and see what they might be interested in. We also have a scholarship program, so we don't want anyone to feel like this isn't something they can participate in. So people, if they're interested in classes and don't have the finances, they can take care of it by asking for a scholarship here. We offer all kinds of photography, painting, drawing, sculpture, bridge building, so lots of arts and science related classes. And then in our art gallery here, we participate in Gallery Hop. We have 6 to 7 different shows each year that rotate in and out. This spring we have a wonderful show with high school students, woodcut prints that they've made working with UK Professor Joel Feldman. So that's been a really fun and exciting exhibit. The first week of April, we'll be doing a full week of classes here for spring break. And that's a really fun week where we offer classes here from 8 until 5:30 in the afternoon. Students can come in for 1 class a day or 2, all the way up to 5 different classes with our professional art teachers.
So with all this stuff going on, how many schools and field trips do you all actually host?
We have schools coming in all the time. Last year we had schools from over 23 counties in Kentucky that came in to field trips at the Living Arts and Science Center. The spring is a very active time. In Lexington, there are probably 45 different schools who will be coming in for different field trip programs. So that's in our Discovery exhibit, which really focuses on the relationships between art and science, as well as in our art gallery here.
Okay, so why don't you tell me why you think that the Living Arts and Science Center is such an important part to downtown Lexington?
The Living Arts and Science Center really reaches a great variety of people. We are located in this wonderful Martin Luther King neighborhood, which we love. We work a lot with the schools and the neighbors in our community here. It's extremely accessible to downtown. We're just 3 blocks up off of Main Street, and you end up in this beautiful historic neighborhood. So I think we really have the best of both worlds. We have an 1.5 acres of yard here, and that's a very rare thing, I think, in downtown Lexington. So I think it's a great resource for people to be able to walk to. They can ride their bikes here. We have ample parking, so it's really easy to get to and easy to pull in and just enjoy the grounds or come on into the building for one of our programs.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
And we'll be right back with more Only Downtown.
Welcome back to Only Downtown. I'm Brandy Berryman with the Downtown Development Authority, and I'm here with Heather Lyons at the Living Arts and Science Center. Thank you, Heather.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we're learning a little bit about the Living Arts and Science Center today. We've already learned about your programs and the things you guys do. Let's talk about the space you're in. This is a beautiful historic home. How long have you guys been here? How many square feet do you have, and how is it in the space right now?
We agree it's a beautiful home. This is the Kincaid House, and it was built in 1847 by George Kincaid, who, an interesting fact, he was Abraham Lincoln's attorney. So this house, I think, has really important significance, not just to the neighborhood, but to Lexington and to the state. It stayed in that Kincaid family all the way up until 1971, and they allowed the organization, the Living Arts and Science Center, who had just been around for a couple of years, to move in and begin using the space. And then in 1981, the Kincaid family donated the building and grounds outright to the organization. So the organization, we're now in our 44th year, and we have been here for 42 of them. So that's a pretty wonderful thing that we've had this house and the grounds to use all that time.
That's fabulous. So right now, we're standing in an art gallery, but you guys also have many other functions in this building. What all goes on in the building right now?
We have a wonderful discovery exhibit for field trip programs. We have 4 classrooms, lots of office space. We have a library that really also has exhibits in it that extend from the art gallery. We have a dark room for photography classes, and then outside we use the grounds quite a bit with a Da Vinci Pavilion. It's an interactive structure that we created with the architecture school at UK. It has a rooftop that will spin, and then gardens on the grounds that we use in our classes that really focus on the arts and sciences. So we'll have many classes that may go out into the yard and pick flowers from the garden and end up creating a dye for them and dyeing their fabric that they're then weaving something out of. So we really utilize every square inch that we have here.
Sounds like you do. So your all's plan is to add a new addition as well as renovate the space that you have now.
That's right.
Why is now such an important time for this to happen for the Living Arts and Science Center?
Well, we've seen over the past few years a wonderful growth in all of our programs. Our field trip programs have expanded tremendously each and every year. Our classes have grown. We're having to use our art gallery as classroom space, using our library as classroom space. We've had to use other space in the neighborhood. LTMS and the Episcopal Diocese have loaned us classroom space. So it is absolutely imperative. The schools really need additional support. They need additional venues to take their students to add to what they're able to provide in the school. And so we have been very excited to be able to help with that, but we're just flat out of space. We have to split groups, we have to turn away groups that are too large, and so the time is really now for us to be able to support and provide what the community needs. And so we've been working on this for a number of years, really studying the plans, evaluating what we could and should do, whether or not to stay here, whether to go. And we love this space. We're really committed to the neighborhood, to the history of this building and the organization in this neighborhood. And so we're moving ahead with plans to add an addition and renovate.
Well, I know that we're glad you guys decided to stick around in downtown. For those people that don't know you're here, you're just so close to everything, to downtown. You mentioned only 3 blocks from Main Street. Well, you're just 1 block from Limestone.
Right.
You ride the trolley up and walk right across.
Exactly.
So people, I just want them to be aware that you're here. And with this new addition, it seems like you guys are really connecting and integrating into the neighborhood a little more.
Exactly.
And can you talk a little bit about who the architect is? And then we can talk a little bit more about the concepts of that. Yeah.
We were thrilled to be able to select the De Leon and Primer Architecture Workshop. They're an internationally acclaimed and award-winning architecture firm in Louisville. And they have been working with us. One of the reasons that we liked their work so much was specifically because of their interest in working with the community, with the neighborhood, integrating new contemporary design into historic neighborhoods. And we really loved that process. We were involved with community charrettes, asking people to come in for their input, their design ideas, and the architects led those charrettes, and they have really informed the designs and the whole plan that we're moving forward with. So we're looking forward. The new addition will add over 10,000 square feet to our existing 7. It will provide a tremendous amount of new and existing program space. We've had many programs here that we had to suspend because the audience was too big for our space to support it. So we sort of put them on hiatus, and hopefully we'll have the space. But a large planetarium, teaching kitchen, more classroom space, which we so desperately need. Those classrooms that will open out onto rooftop gardens, so we'll be able to use those for our educational purposes as well as for just wonderful community access. We'll have an amphitheater on the grounds for outdoor performances. It's just a wonderful opportunity for us to expand our own programming that already exists, as well as to be able to grow into new programs.
Perfect. Sounds like you guys will have a really bright face to the street once this is all complete.
Exactly.
And people can't help but notice you after this is over.
Well, that was another goal. We really wanted people to see and to understand and to be able to touch and feel what's going on at the Living Arts and Science Center, to really put what's going on in the buildings out. And so the designs use a lot of glass so that people can see in to what's taking place. We'll be able to use large projections so that even at nighttime, people, if we're closed, people will still be able to come out to the grounds. There will be a film in the windows that they'll be able to watch. There may be a sculpture, interactive sculpture on the grounds that they'll be able to work with. So we really want the entire space here to be a welcoming, interactive environment for everyone.
Well, I'm excited to see it all come to fruition. So thank you again for being with us today, and I hope everyone else is as excited as I am and at the DDA to see this happen.
Thanks so much.
And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Only Downtown. I'm Brandy Berryman with the Downtown Development Authority, and I'm here with Phil Hollebeck today. And Phil, tell us a little bit about yourself and your connection with the Living Arts and Science Center.
So I'm a downtown evangelist, according to my wife. I've lived here 10 years, developed Main and Rose and Nunn Building lofts. And really our passion since living here in Lexington was, what can we do that's really going to be a game changer for the city? And more specifically, what's going to change downtown? Because if you have a great downtown, that's got huge economic development impact for your city and your ability to attract and retain young professionals.
Great. Well, we know that the Living Arts and Science Center and what they're doing is definitely a game changer. Can you explain to me a little bit more about the Imagine This campaign that you guys have going on right now?
So this Living Arts and Science Center really is a phenomenal organization, and the campaign is pretty great as well. This isn't an organization that needs to raise money to have an operating budget propped up. It's a debt-free organization. It serves 40,000 kids a year from over 22 counties, which is pretty phenomenal. The Imagine This campaign is to expand this facility because they've outgrown it. We're looking to raise $5 million to put just a beautiful new expansion on that was designed by some great world-renowned architects.
Great. So this is a game changer. We keep saying that. What are the most important components of this that makes it a game changer for Lexington and the downtown?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. I think it's a game changer because in this economic environment that we're in, you have to have a unique reason for being as a nonprofit. Some great stats that talk about 11 years ago versus today, the number of nonprofits nationally has doubled. The amount of funding for the nonprofits has gone up only by 3%. So what is it that makes your organization unique? In the Living Arts and Science Center, what's unique is what's going to come as a part of this Imagine This campaign. And there's really several main components. First, we're going to have a planetarium. Kids coming from all over the state to be a part of this new planetarium where they can, research the skies. There's a digital recording studio and a digital media studio. So these kids aren't just working on digital photos on a camera, but I mean, they're making new movies. We've really looked at a model from Pittsburgh, the Bill Strickland Center, where kids that have gone to a similar center have earned something like 8 or 15 Grammys using their recording studio. And then 2 other things that are really exciting. There's a children's art gallery that'll be part of the expansion. And imagine if you're a young kid from an outlying city and you come to Lexington, and in downtown Lexington your artwork is hanging on a children's art gallery. That's pretty powerful.
That is pretty powerful.
And then finally, the thing I'm most excited about is this cooking kitchen, teaching kitchen that we're creating.
Do we get to come and partake on some of that food?
Well, here's what's great about it. I mean, it's a collaborative effort with so many organizations already in town. Seed Leaf is a group that is focusing on community gardens on the north side of town. And our Bluegrass Community Foundation is focusing on educational efforts, teaching families how to cook in healthy ways. The one thing that's been missing to close that loop is an actual teaching kitchen where people can come in and learn in a shared environment. And so that'll be part of this campaign.
That's great. It sounds like everything that the Living Arts and Science Center is doing with this renovation and addition is really filling the gaps that we're missing in downtown for some of these cultural things. And to live and work and play in downtown, this is going to make it even better, I think. So if someone's interested in learning more about this campaign, and if they want to participate, support, or put some money into the pot there to help make this happen, can you tell them where they can find that out?
Yep, I mean, they can call the Living Arts Science Center directly or visit their website as you see on the screen. And one of the things that I think is most important that you touched on is how this really does change things for our downtown. I mean, we're just 3 blocks from the core of downtown, from Main Street. And so the ability to live or work downtown, walk to a world-class neighborhood like we've got here on the north side of town, and visit a facility like this, and the fact that we're getting kids from these 23 different counties, 40,000 kids a year coming from all these other counties to see what's going on, not just at Living Arts and Science Center, but also in downtown Lexington. That is a huge impact from an economic development standpoint. And so it's not great just for this organization. I mean, it's great for our city as well. So we really encourage everybody to get involved.
Exactly. Well, thank you for taking the time today. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about this campaign? Or
I think that's it. Stay tuned. There's some great new things coming your way.
We're excited to see it happen. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you for watching. And for more information, you can visit our website at downtownlex.com or
you can visit lexingtondda.com. Thanks for watching.